James Grady watches St Mirren every other Saturday, but that doesn't make him a fan. In fact, he readily admits to being a pariah in Paisley, even if his son Noah plays for the club at under-12 level and is a dyed-in-the-wool Saints supporter. That's why this man of many clubs and scorer at each of them spends much of his free time keeping an eagle eye on his hometown club's battle with relegation, even though he's hoping at least one of the two teams embroiled in the fight with Saints can finish above them. Grady is a Celtic man, but Dundee are next closest to his heart and he'd love to see them climb off the foot of the table, even at the expense of St Mirren and Hamilton, another club with whom he's plied his trade. James Grady nets a Derby winner for Dundee in November 1998. Image, Daily Record. It all means the 48-year-old is watching this dogfight unfold with avid interest. But despite that, the former striker is adamant there is no conflict when it comes to who he wants to survive. Grady smiled, "There is no test of my loyalties here. St Mirren are my hometown team and everybody knows that, as I am a Paisley boy, born and bred. However, I won the old First Division with both Dundee and Hamilton. When it comes down to it, Dundee are my favourite club apart from the team that I support, which is Celtic. I always look for the Dundee result after Celtics. If it comes down to it and I am asked to make a choice over the relegation issue, then I am not torn at all. I am desperate to see Dundee stay in the Premiership." St Mirren fans blame James Grady for ending Norrie McWhirter's pictured career that won't make Grady any more popular in Paisley, but he greets that assertion with a shrug. This is a man who finished his career with Saints rivals Morton, after all, and he was never going to win many plaudits after that. But he revealed the antipathy towards him stretches back much further, to a tackle on Saints skipper some Norrie McWhirter 25 years ago, while wearing Clydebank's colours. "The St Mirren die-hard fans can't stand me," he said. "There is a guy on Twitter and he has dedicated a website to guys that St Mirren fans love to hate. It all stems from the fact that they still blame me for ending Norrie McWhirter's career, whom they claim was the best player St Mirren had in the last 25 years, and they have never forgiven me for that." Referee Willie Collum is one of the few people disliked more by Saints fans. Image, SNS Group. "It is absolutely priceless, and the guy probably thinks he is riling me. The website even called me an insignificant weedy *****, and I was absolutely howling. Anyway, it is a Twitter feed which is a kind of World Cup of **************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************** Beat in a third-place playoff by referee Willie Collum, and I was bitterly disappointed not to win it. I think Alex Rae won it. I was raging that I didn't win. This season one qualified for my group section, which included Celtic skipper Scott Brown. I am in the last 16, but I believe I am up against Collum again. I get a great kick out of the fact that I am still winding up opposing fans even when I am not playing." Alex Rae in the dugout as St Mirren boss looking at the relegation battle. He believes Asses will be reeled in and will eventually go down. And if Dundee end up in a playoff final with city neighbours United, he'd love that, despite having played for them both. He added, "I want Dundee to do it as I love the club and I loved my time at Dens Park. I'd even embrace a Dundee v Dundee United playoff final just as long as Dundee won. I played for both Dundee and Dundee United, but I don't know hide the fact that I am a Dundee man through and through. A Teesside Derby playoff final would be fantastic for the neutrals. It would only be torture if Dundee lost." Brian Rice is allowing Hamilton Asses to play a more expansive style of football. Image, Bruce White, SNS Group. "I'm a football fan first and foremost, and I would dearly love to see the return of the Teesside Derby in top-flight Scottish football. They are brilliant games and you want the so-called bigger teams in the division. I know Hamilton have pulled away slightly, but I still fear for my old club." Chipper, Brian Rice, has gone in there and totally changed their style and let the reins off a wee bit. Asses are trying to get wins and playing with a more attacking style. Although playing open, attractive football is certainly not the norm for Hamilton. The reason Aussies have stayed in the division for 5 years is because they have not been expansive but managed to nick a result here and there when it mattered. I just don't see Hamilton getting enough wins by playing Chipper's new style, even though he is doing it for all the right reasons. James Grady scores for Hamilton against Adelaide. Image, Rob Casey, Scottish Daily Record. Also St Mirren and Dundee will take massive away supports with them during the last 5 games of the campaign, and whilst Hamilton have their hardcore, they do not have the same numbers of the other 2 clubs. That is something that could well hinder Hamilton in the run-in. If I had to pick a team to be relegated right now, then Hamilton could be the ones to lose out. Grady is now head of the Scottish Football Association's Performance Schools project based at Grange Academy in Kilmarnock, which has produced the likes of Chelsea's Billy Gilmore, Hearts' Harry Cochrane and Aberdeen's Dean Campbell. Grady said, "We are getting young players ready to make their mark at first-team levels as early as 17 years of age, which is great. It is a fantastic environment to work in. We are working with dedicated youngsters who are hungry for success and they don't just like the idea of being a professional footballer. They genuinely want to be the best they can be. I totally love what I do." Poll loading: who will get relegated from the Premiership? 4,000 votes so far. Street, Mirren, Hamilton, Dundee. Let's block ads. Why?